Take one. So, welcome to a new video. If you'll see down there in the corner beneath the smoke room logo, it says build 20, not build 19. That is because they updated it and we're in build 20 now. So we have new Murdoch content right after I finish what was already there. How convenient for me. So we left off, Murdoch was telling Sam that he thought he knew what Sam did. And then this thing's like, I think I have a guess. And all that bullshit. So let's get into it. Say what you mean. I heard the sheriff talking about in his office after a shoot with his friend, a big badger. He said you were walking around with a head injury. Spined his shoulder. This looks different. Maybe I'm just... This looks different somehow. I'm probably just stupid. About a month ago, coming home from the mines. So that's why I haven't seen Nikolai come around the hip yet. I guess I wouldn't either. So what? And you talk about like you've been there. I used to work there. Recently. And just about how many people heard them talking about that, you think? He sighs and shakes his head. I don't know. I don't think it was more than 3 of us. Oh, I wasn't exactly supposed to be listening. His deputy might know as well, but I can't be sure. So what will you do now? Whatever you need me to, I suppose. Stared at him for a while. He'll laugh. Whatever I need, huh? You and the sheriff and the man who I thought was my best friend are burning the midnight oil to rush me to gouging, and that's what I need. That a confession, Sam? No. Throat tighten. Maybe. This expression is possible to read now. You're saying all sorts of crazy things, making me confused. I'm not admitting to anything. But let's say, what if that was a confession? What then? He swallowed his spit. Well then I think you did it. And then what? What next? Fox shrugged. Nothing. Why nothing? Why whatever I need? That don't make any damn sense. Because a noose is injustice. What? He wrings his paws and curls his lips. I've seen plenty of murderers walk free with the right excuse, or just happen to know the right people. So I meant what I said. A noose is injustice. Just a long tether to a dark, heavy weight. A weight that all people have. A weight we want to cut loose and soar away from. Higher. Free. Leaving all the ugliness of earth behind us on the floor in a heap for the ants to find. Except we never leave it behind, Sam. We just take it with us. Nobody can shake off the bugs eating them every time a platform falls. Shake my head. Maybe sometimes people just want relief. Maybe they want relief from... Stutter my words. Relief from the fear that took their lives from them. Now that's not so crazy, is it? When that's the case, maybe not. But how many people calling for an execution knew that minor, though? Nick always did tell me it wasn't well liked. I don't know. I do. It's not fear in the air I can smell. It's excitement. Excitement to drop that platform and hear that twang. Sorta like a build tension. Like a package bursting at the seams. And so what? Where you going with this? Where am I going with this? I want to help you. Help me? And laugh. Help me? How was the first question? What exactly can you do? You're trapped as much as me. The why is the second question. Why do you want to help me? What's really in it for you? Sort of squeaky whine. Is it because I'm easy to look at? Yes. Is it because I make you feel good? Yes. But you don't know me. And I never will if you're dead. Start to catch my breath. Since the first time I found out about you, I was a bit jealous. Jealous? Of me? Are you stupid? Well, maybe. I thought you had a life that I wanted. The nightlife. The glamorous parties. Using your body to give and get pleasure. People paying money to love you when I couldn't even get that for free, had my head spinning. So yeah, for a few years I wanted to be you. Getting by whatever intimacy I could find at bars and dances. Shake my head. Well, I'm sorry that you had it all wrong. But listen, I should be fine. I need you to forget everything you think you know. You know full well that this one remembers all sorts of things. And never ever share it. And you know he talks too much. Okay. He'll sell you out for the smallest scrap of love. I promise I'll never bring this up again. All they have to do is spread their legs. Because that's all anybody needs to buy his soul. So give him the greatest love he'll ever know. Give him the love that will close his eyes forever. Good. He'll probably do it for you himself if you ask him to. Shut the hell up! Murdoch got away from me. His eyes were wide and red. He looked a lot like his little brother right now. The one from the photograph at his house. Small, scared thing. I said I promise I won't say anything. Was it you? Was that voice again? It's a crazy thing to tell somebody, but somehow he looks relieved. Is there something the matter back there? Right as rain. Some of bitches poking how stupid I look and foam away. Ain't that right? It's too much of a brute to cover. No, he's trying to sound cheap, but the delivery of the statement is flat. Do not hesitate to call for assistance. Voice sounds tense. You don't want us back here much longer. Murdoch picks up on that too. Why don't we do what we came here to do? And get dressed for the parts we are meant to play. Christ. He buttons each button and buckles each clasp as he stares into the mirror, watching out the corner of his eye, quite attentively. Then he spins around. Oh my god, you're so fucking cute. Oh my god, he's so cute. How do I look? I think you look just fine. Thank you. If there's one thing I've been told I always do well, it's clean up nicely. They weren't lying. You look good too. You always think I look good. You pin me again. Well, only twice, factually speaking. You're keeping count. I just meant that it's easy. He hums. Then maybe I should make it harder. I love you. I love you, Murdoch. He chuckles. But seriously, in the short time I've known you, I've only dragged you into tedious obligations and miserable revelations. So let me share something a little fun I learned about recently. I'm listening. You know that weightless feeling people get when they drift into deep water? Yeah. My younger sister tells me that being in space is supposed to be a lot like that. Except it's everywhere all the time. All the time. And you don't even have to get wet. It's like you're swimming in nothing. It's impossible to feel heavy. You can do a backflip without trying, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Or you could jump into the air without ever falling back down. No. God, I know it's 1915, but nah. You're in space, you do not make mistakes like that. You will die otherwise. That's impossible. I know it sounds impossible, but I promise it's all true. I guess I'll just have to go into space and find out for myself. I guess so. Do you think that'll ever be possible? I don't know. I sometimes hear we're getting pretty close. But if it were possible, would you be brave enough to go? Sure. Even if that meant the chance you burn to a crisp in the Earth's atmosphere? I'd go pretty much anywhere if it meant getting away from here. What about you? Well, like I told you once before, I used to travel to a lot of places when I was little. But nobody's ever asked me that as an adult. Not even your roommate? No. He keeps bragging about all the places he'll go and the people he sees. He'll see when he saves up enough money to leave. But he has family all over the place. Mine is here. But what if you could go to outer space? Well, what if I could? Would you go? I'm afraid I would find it a very lonely place. Despite my favorite books and shows suggest, there's not much to find out there. It's likely just a long, winding landscape of endless rock and dust, with nobody there to talk to. Well, that's true. Sounds like here. At least there's music here. But you could fly there. I'd probably get my ability to walk if I had to choose between that and people to talk to. I can't relate. I'm starting to wish you could. Do you really mean that? Well, yeah, my legs are two-handed. Is that so? Sure is. Because you don't have to walk if I'm the one pinning you. Gives me an absurd expression and breaks out into laughter. The example was extreme, that's fair. Can I offer any assistance? Bo jumped from the shot over the side of the curtain wall. Almost finished. Fits are nearly perfect. Murdoch lowered his voice. Considering I bought clothes here my entire life, I hope they know my size by now. Does the size fit me? Mostly. Pants could use a bit of hemming. Well, I don't want to stay here much longer. Frank can ham these for me. People here would do it for you if you ask. Nah, I don't care too much for the mood of this place. I didn't get the changes you need, I'll go get Jim. If you must. No shit, I hate Jim. I hate Jim. I feel a little bad leaving Murdoch after learning all of that. but I have questions for his future brother-in-law. And I ain't too keen to have Murdoch see what I'm like if I'm gonna get awful angry. Remember Jim mentioned he'd be at the pawn shop. I know where that is. All too well, in fact. Swapped so many coins and tickets and keepsakes for those damn double eagles. Bell on the door jings when I walk through. I don't see Andrew at the cash register, but I do see the black and white tail of the marbled fox as he stoops over a glass display case. Doesn't seem too bothered preoccupied with the notion that somebody just entered the store. I fantasize about smashing his head into the case for a moment. I can fantasize about that too. I really don't care if he looks cute. I hate him. Appearance is not the end-all be-all, and I wish people would realize that, for fuck's sake. The thing holding me back is most of all the property damage. Vanished up the suit fittings. Doesn't look up, still focused on the casing. Bit quick for a fitting. There wasn't much work to be done. The light comes out a bit quickly and Jim quirks an eyebrow. Don't be so hasty. You're a bit wide and tall than most folks in town. Let me up and down. Or out of town. You look smart with the right fit. Might come in handy for some of your position even after the ceremony. I do catch its drift. You like the view, so to speak? I do. Even if I had a bad habit of ruining them. This one does like making his messes. Good. Stay comfortable, Jim. Look down at the display case and see a large variety of rings in the display case. You seem like you're in a bit of a mess yourself. What are you hunting? You didn't strike me as the nosy type. I smile. Oh, I'm very nosy. Don't bother telling me if it's boring, though. Smiles back. I'm afraid it is. Big white polar bear comes lumbering out from behind the back. Talked to him plenty, but never really got around to asking his name. He's all business. What voice should I give you? Why don't I just do the fucking... Russian bear, you know. Sorry, kid. No diamonds in stock the size you want. That's not at all what I meant, but okay. Jim cursed under his breath. Of course there are. Then what do you have? Here's the ones that will fit the inlay. Lint, citrin. Takes the forward, stooping over the box, inspecting them with his eyes. The cuss can be better, but I'll take that one. The third citrine from the left. It won't cost you much. Of course it won't. We're practically bathing in citrine. Sighs deeply. He'll match my fiance's eyes and remind her of home. That should work, I think. I'll get to 30 then. Billy Bear lumbers the back of the store again. Good. Hyla's ring, huh? Clearly. Gotten a bit close to some less than a week away, you think? He shrugs. The only thing that matters is that it doesn't look cheap. It's just a token. Of your marriage? Traditionally speaking. Though I don't care a whit for tradition. True enough. Christ, I love my voice. I suppose it's not very traditional breaking your fiance's brother. His eyes widen and looks around. Then he laughs as he speaks. Best not discuss any dalliances here. Be they true or flights of fancy. It's only us here. We're no strangers to sharing secrets. You could say we have a kinship of sorts. He looks a little pale, looking around. Oh, do we? Well, I could get on my knees and beg you to agree. I was taking a deep breath. But of course, what I'm really talking about is that I plowed him too. Ah. Jim's scowl turned into a smirk. Well, what can I say? whole family seems to love me. Shut the fuck up. Though I suppose the brother does go the extra mile when he needs an itch scratched. Sure is talking about this casually. Oh, I have to say, he should probably pace himself. Like it's not a big deal. He asks quite a bit. Oh, does he? I have to wonder if that's true. From his tone and the sheer flippancy of his statements, I'm inclined to believe him. I guess I don't really know what Jim knows. Considering the precariousness of the whole situation, it's possible. I suppose it's possible Jim doesn't know. Am I really the only one Murdoch has ever told about this situation? It's possible he could have told Ralph. No, it isn't. He'd blow it up. I don't feel like I need to knock Jim's teeth out anymore. But I'm still angry, and I'm not sure who I should direct it at. Doorbell rings again, and I look to see when it's next. Oh, he's back in his eye. Oh, he's so fucking cute. I love him. Is everybody finished up here? Jim pulls out a silver pocket watch and flips open the clasp. As much as I'd like to be for now. My work requires me in 15 minutes. Oh, does it? Then I suppose you're on our way as well. Back to the store for us, Sam. Right. Gives us a stiff nod. Till next time, gentlemen. I follow Murdoch to the doorway. Jim is looking at his backside with a sideways glance. Then he turns back to the jewelry case. Tell him about how busy things are getting outside. I guess it's close to noon. You didn't say anything to make him uncomfortable, did you, Sam? Not as uncomfortable as I would have liked to, no. It don't strike me as somebody easy to make uncomfortable. Puts an arm in front of me to stop me from walking as a loud and noisy wagon passes us by. Are you dodging my question? And my left whiskers twitch. I did say some things. Mostly just to know he's having a go at you. But don't worry. It rolled right off of him. And what's it that accomplish? Not much, I don't think. But I saw it put some fear in him. Sometimes men need a little fear when they take things too lightly. And sometimes a little fear can make things worse. Rub my nose. Well, sorry if it does. We're welcome if it doesn't. Well, I'm sure he's bound to ask if you knew eventually. Let's not linger on it. I don't think I should mention anything about the ring. The fact that he was blind as late as he is a comforting sign. I don't think Murdoch needs anything else to feel anxious about. By the time we get back to the store, we were surprised to see a sign on the front door. Temporarily closed, come back in an hour. That don't seem normal. It isn't. Pa doesn't close at lunchtime typically. Pulls the key from so I can finish with the lock. Cool air in the dark store is a nice reprieve from the heat. As you walk close to the catch register, I expect to hear Ralph in the back room cursing while he works. And I certainly do. But I also hear another voice. A familiar voice. Oh, shit. My fucking heart dropped. You sure you haven't seen him? Him? Who's him? Voice from some head is laughing. Not today, Sheriff. You might find him if you check the north of Lake Emmett like we told you to. Don't get saucy with me. We did check the lake. There was nothing down there aside from a defunct mining tunnel. Try checking the bottom of it. I guarantee you'll find somebody. Maybe more. My deputy's a damn otter. There's something down there, he's surely seen it. With eyes as wide as his, I could probably mow down half a downtown in front of him and he'd miss it. Not one bit of that now. Focus. Tell me what you think his routine would take him on a typical day like this. There's an edge to his tone. The slowed slur in his speech of a few nights ago was gone. Will's back to the old Will I know, the one who picks out a single word from a sentence and chases it away to its hiding place in your thoughts. I don't like the sound of this conversation. Neither does Murdoch by the look on his face. His expression tells me I should hide, and I agree with it. And I'd be able to follow through with this plan if it wasn't for the man I just ran into. Murdoch's father. Fuck. I fucking hate you. Oh, there he is. Out here, Sheriff Adler. He's here, he's here. There's something sharp and shrill in the man's voice that I hear now that I didn't hear before. A shaky kind of gleefulness that you might expect to hear from a man who would misplace blackmail of a rival, but just found it beneath his couch cushions. It's such a quick and sudden burst of energy that an otherwise aloof old man, that it takes me off guard. Door of the pharmacy opens and William walks out with a surprised look on his face. That was quick. Good. Now I don't have to chase you down. Put together than he looked a couple nights ago, but the bags under his eyes are much worse. Sure, Sheriff. From the background is prickling. What do you need? Just your cooperation. He turned to Mr. Burns. Is there a back room I can use that isn't sticking up the air with chemicals? I feel like I'm practically swimming on the fumes. Of course. The older fox opened his mouth. He was about to say something, close it again. Almost like he'd confused himself. I can show you where that is. Right, he can do that. He stroked his chin and jerked his head toward a hallway. Then he glared at Murdoch. Good. We can reopen before we lose all the luncheon crowd. Handle this. Of course. The room isn't far. He walks me and the sheriff down that narrow hall. It would be stupid as hell to make a run for it now, but I still think about it. Right then. I have a few points to cover. I would have asked sooner my hands were tied. Ask away. Okay. Sure, Sheriff. What were you up to a month ago when you received that head injury walking back from the mines? That was a while ago, Will. Hard to forget an assault, though, ain't it? He had a head injury, no? Me and Will both look at Murdoch. You a doctor all of a sudden, Fox? Well, no, but I've had a concussion before. Since when? Since I was a teenager. It was one of the worst days of my life. I don't remember most of it. Even the parts I was probably awake for. Well, he was well enough to walk all the way home. Nick helped me back, actually. I know. Says Ellen with confidence, now he doesn't look so sure what he's looking for. He's the one who told me about this. He said something about attacking me for my word, but it's still a bit fuzzy. Are you saying Nick saw who attacked you? Maybe. The old pang of guilt. I'm supposed to suspicion more on Nick than myself. Well, I can't feel that bad about it if he told Will before talking to me about it. I can't be sure, though. You don't remember anything about who attacked you? Well, I know of some behind. Because it was. And I couldn't see his face. Because he snuffed out the light. But you say it was a he. There's an edge to it in his tone. Unless James is hiring women to work in the mines. And why were you at the mines? Must have been seeing a client. Just a client. They come and go and I can't remember them all. Will's eyes flick to Murdoch when I say Klein. I catch some hint of concern, but Murdoch nods. Will sighs. Oh, I might have missed a nick. Can't really say. Wish I could. Will pulls out a notebook from his pocket and scrolls a few things down. Well, that about sums things on my end. And? And what? Why are you here in the first place? Sounded pretty urgent. Mr. Burns asked me over. He did? Yes, indeedy. Said staff around the store acting peculiar. Then you were one of the folks he name dropped. And then I remember we had unfinished business to take care of. Fuck's sake, Will. Don't you click your sandpaper tongue at me. Sandpaper? I'm still mostly in the dark with respect to all the damn incidents recurring as of late. Either you want to fill me in on anything or what? I developed the photos for you, but over half of them have been corrupted. Over half? I thought I corrupted just the one. Well, that's just peaches. But we did see what looked like somebody assaulting and dumping a body down by the lake. I know. I told you that we looked. So if there's nothing there, then either bodies are well hidden or the lake is carrying them away. If there's bodies there at all, sure. I assure you that there's certainly someone down there if you know how to look for it. Bodies that get swept away tend to float, so something might come up. But if we sweep the shoreline for months and there's still a killer out there, then I'd rather our efforts were spent on stopping him before he makes another corpse. Oh, hey. William rolls his eyes. You've been spending too much time with your sisters. Predators in these cases are almost always men. You think it's a predator? Truth be told, I don't think it's just one killer. And that makes it messy for me because it means that I can't par the events down to a single motive, like lust or greed or desperation. So maybe you're right, and one of them is running around with a skirt. I just don't think it's likely considering the usual fare of the track events that I investigate. He trails off as he glances at the two of us. So this isn't related to anything we're talking about, but I do have this right. Fixes eyes on Murdoch and jerks his head to me. Is he working for you now? It's just part-time. I need the money. And how exactly did this proposition come to pass? Don't recall seeing any wanted flyers when I passed by. Last time I saw you two together was before that visit to my office was at the Hip. I thought it was strange at first, but now I think I get it. He smirked. Mr. Burns, I recall you telling me once you were above paying for something you could get for free. What changed? He's trying to sound playful. Sounded like he's suspicious. Murdoch merely shrugged. He expressed honest interest in honest work. So I put the offer on the table and he took it. Will nods and grunts out a one-note laugh. Honest work, huh? Your daddy seems convinced that's the case at least. Let's hope it stays that way. Mutters the door and puts his paw on the handle. Before he turns and he spins around. But if it doesn't, what I think is going on is going on. Then maybe Sam could teach you a thing or two about his profession. He gives Murdoch a slow look up and down. I could work off some extra steam. Seems like it'd be your forte. If there's anything important for me to know, I'll be in touch. Then he slipped through the door and shut it softly behind him. We wait and listen by the door. Was there anything amiss, Sheriff? Not in my judgment, no. Thank God. I'll leave it to that. I don't really like being around Murdoch's father. Seems like one moment he's shaking your hand, thanking for the blessing the ground you walk on. The next moment, it's like you're a soldier accompanied behind enemy lines. If I didn't know better, I'd say that's a difference in his relationships between a customer and employee. But it just seems like sometimes he genuinely can't tell the difference at any given time. It's completely unpredictable. Murdoch scratched the back of his head. So, Sam. Yes, Murdoch. Was he being a prick or was he offering to buy me? Probably both. Tilt my head and shrug. May as well. I don't need money. But it sounds you're thinking about it. Puts his hands in his pockets. Well, might be exciting. Oh, he's blushing. I smirk at him. It is. He sighs and shakes his head. He'd probably respect me less if I took him up on anything. So let him respect you less. That's weird. That's business. Oh my god, I just know. That's. Okay. That's business. Nah, really. Because I still respect you more than anybody I know. I whistle. That's so. Starting to blush or get bashful, just nodded his head slowly. I think it is. But anyway, we have a lot of work to do today. I saw the film delivery inbox and I think we should clear it out as fast as possible. Do you really need me in the red room? I'd rather just clean and take stock of the merchandise and do some heavy lifting. It would help. There's going to be an unbelievable amount of photography work for the pies and the wedding. I agree to help him, but I don't see the point of me being in there. Something bad happened last time, and it'll probably happen this time too. I don't like this room. That's something I was literally thinking. That is literally something I was thinking. I'm gonna get some water, guys. I'll be back. Ew, some glasses are dirty. I need to clean them. Oh my fucking god, no, don't do. Get back in the fucking frame. For fuck's sake. Oh my fucking god. Fine, I'll just wear you like this. Stupid glasses. Boom. I am back. I don't like this room. I don't. I really don't. But I do what he says. He goes through the process again with me. Just making sure it all sticks. Do you remember dilutions? Oh God. No. That's okay. Let's go through it again. Fuck. I have myself a strong concentration of available fluid. I have 100 mil. Okay, Murdoch, don't fucking make me do math, I swear to Christ. I have the benefit of being able to write this shit down. Sam doesn't, so I will help him. I want to dilute this solution by making it half a quarter the strength of its original solution. Quarter would be 25. So, yeah, if adding 100 milliliters to the water bottle to the solution makes it half as strong, how many 100 milliliter additions do I need to add to make it half a quarter strength and concentration? Oh. That was my first thought. So I should have gone with my instinct. Beautiful. It's just a lucky guess. No, yeah, literally. Uh-huh. And I just suck you off nutritional benefit. Oh, fuck you, buddy. What? What? Let's move along. I don't think I ever told this about overdevelopment. Not that I recall. Well, when you expose your photograph to the light capture cameras are too long. Eventually captures too much light and the image gets completely ruined. So it's always something you want to avoid doing. Well, not necessarily. Sometimes you might find photographs you don't want to develop. But you have to give them the right number of photo counts and they're real. So you've ruined stuff on purpose before. I'll admit it. Stuff like what? Most of the stuff I don't think I should be saying. Or anybody should be saying. Stuff like what? We occasionally get compromising pictures of sleeping women taken without their permission. And there are more pictures of our mask hanging than I would like. But any image that shows a pickaxe wound by chance could spend some more time with the developer. Like the photograph from close up and String hands it to me. It's a picture of somebody's wound. I know this wound. With my tongue getting dry. Put it in the first tray. Needs a light gray one for a developer. A drop in the container, watch the image get drenched in fluid, darkening it. Murking out everything until it's completely dark. The image is gone, but the picture count is not. How does it get so dark? It's the light. There's so much information in the light that it can't capture all of its subtleties and intricacies. So it's all lost in the details. Staring down the image on the tray, his voice sounds strange, strained. Usually darkness is what we ascribe to the occlusion or the distortion of what's really there. But it's light that does it, really. Warping through glass, bending through water, splitting through stones, traveling through great distances in outer space to power our plans, which we put in our bodies. Light comes to warm us, to graze us, to travel through us. He's muttering now. Some visible, some invisible. I hope you're enjoying this conversation you're having with yourself. He blinks as if he's suddenly a lot more aware of his surroundings. Right, right, taints his lips. Then he chuckles. Usually when I go about these things, Jesus fucking Christ. Dolly interrupts with her thoughts of her own. He his paw in the air. Usually rebels. Smiles. Sound ones. Wonder if I should tell him that now that he was talking there was the first time he was reminding me of his father. But that's too cruel to say, even though I think it's true. At least for him, it's more of a passing thing than a constant. I want to talk about something else right now. Look at some of the pinfos on the walls. Dawns on me that a lot of these photos in the room belong to the Burns family. See a much younger Dolly on a stage in front of a microphone. There's ones of Mr. and Mrs. Burns eating cake, perhaps from an anniversary. A teenage Holly is smiling from a typewriter. You mentioned today that you had a concussion once. Oh, I certainly did. There's Holly blowing out candles on a birthday cake. It was horrible. Had headache for weeks. Weird that there aren't many pictures of Murdoch here. Still do on occasion. Oh, there's one. Oh. He's cute. He's so fucking cute. I love him. How did it happen? I was a teenager. It happened during the summer. All I remember is that it was a fishing trip. Like this one? Murdoch walks toward me and stands on my shoulder and grunts. How did that get out here? Anyways, no, not like that one. That's a happy memory. Me and Ralph were teaching Seamus how to prevent his line from snapping. I didn't know Ralph could be even skinnier. Yeah, I'm surprised no other bigger catfish pulled him in. Fish and lemon were a lot bigger back then. Or maybe it was just us who got bigger. He smiles a bit, then it turns into a frown. I miss him. You said he drew. Okay, I'm officially creeped out. We think so. You think so? Holy fuck, that made my heart jump. He leaned against the countertop and shifted his weight from his left foot to his right. He and some of his friends stowed away in a steamboat they weren't supposed to be on during the 4th of July. Was he stupid? Murdoch glares at me. He was 8. Sorry. They were going to set off some fireworks Ralph made for them from the lake. One of his friends said the boat got rocky. That it tripped and fell and took a tumble off the side. But not before his arm got caught in the wheel. Shit. They found his paw. Just none of the rest of him. Oh my god. I have a very vivid image of that in my fucking head now. Because that's my imagination. I'm very good at picturing things. Fuck. Which is part of the reason why Echo is so effective for me, because I'm able to imagine things really fucking easily. And it makes it so much worse. But my imagination is also one of my greatest strengths, because it allows me to write so much, and allows me to come up with so many ideas for stories that I wouldn't have otherwise. It's a blessing and a curse, really. I guess you could say that my imagination is a Gothic-logical. Not telling you what that means, look it up. Sometimes I try to think that he passed out and died of shock rather than him being awake when his lungs collapsed. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I have to fucking say this. That was such a subtle scare. Like, sure, it wasn't, like, absolutely subtle, but the fact that it started out with him, like, looking at Murdoch kind of smiling, that was really effective. And then it turns out he wasn't looking at Murdoch, he was looking at us and Sam. Yeah, that's fucking great. That is, like, genuinely great. But I like to remember him like this instead. It's the first week of summer. What the fuck? Okay, I thought his sprite fucking changed. Honeysuckles and huckleberries are taking over the hillside, leaving the air sticky and sweet. Campfire smoke is in the air, too. And pulpy pine wood and sharp nettles. Slimy fish skin. What is happening? His ears were above the photo and now they're not. I don't like this room. I don't like this room. Fuck this room. Slimy fish skin too, but the catfish were good to eat when you didn't want to go home for supper, so the struggle was worth it. I wonder how he'd remember himself if he were here today. Probably envious of an age where fishing were as boring as watching paint dry. He smirks. Fishing is only as interesting as the company you bring. I cross my arms. You said before that you think whatever's happening here has something to do with it, don't you? Gretchen's blocking picture from developing tray with tongs. I do. Well, you never explain why. Maybe it's just an unhappy coincidence? I got my concussion on the same day, Sam. I don't think that was a coincidence. You really don't remember what happened? Murdoch puts down his tongue and stares at the wall like he's deep in thought. No. And don't insinuate that I'm lying. If I didn't think I could be honest with you, Sam, I wouldn't have brought you here. Well, I don't lie about what happened to me. But I remember it. Then we had different experiences. On occasion, I try to remember what happened to me. Little pieces come and go, but there's never enough of a coherent picture. Might I inquire about those little pieces if I may be so bold? It's a fair thing to ask. I already know too much about you without even trying. Shrugged. Be as nosy as you like. Okay. What's anything at all you can remember that day? Taps his chin and narrows his eyes. You ever seen a Boy Scout troop play Capture the Flag? Of course I have. That's the best game I've played. Well, back then we used to call it flag raiding. Me and Ralph and most of the kids in our neighborhood played it on Saturdays. But we moved this one Tuesday because it was a holiday. And playing these big games with babysitting a lot more easy and tolerable. Oh shit, his fucking head turned back. He's fucking... I fucking love that. That's something you might not even notice. I love that. You were babysitting? My parents addressed their best and went out of town. My ma said it was Pa's most important business trip to date, so they were extra stern about me watching over the girls and Seamus. During one of the games, I went back home to get some water. All I remember is going to the front door and feeling something hit the back of my head. Shit. Turns out we've been robbed. You're lucky you didn't die, you son of a bitch. Didn't feel that way when I woke up. First thing I thought waking up was him telling me about the piece of Seamus thief. Oh my god! Holy shit. He has a Chelsea smile now. Oh my fucking god. I don't like that. I don't like how they're turning his fucking brother into this source of fear. I don't like that. But it's Echo's brand of horror, so I'm not surprised. I love this photograph scare. It's so effective. It's probably not going to show up fully on the video, but oh well. It went back. It went back. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so cool. The gentle touch that one. Murdoch shrugged again. He had a right to be forceful about that. Seamus is my responsibility. No, he didn't. Fuck off. You were a child and you were assaulted. I could say that. Or I could say that all the worst things possible happened to align at the right time. I had to feel discouraged enough to go home. The robber had to feel desperate or envious enough to steal my family's things and knock me out before I could see him. Seamus had to feel brave enough to break the rules and hop onto a boat. And whatever else got into his head to mess around near the water wheel. So where were your sisters during all this? Holly snuck off to be with her friends. Dolly was at overnight finishing school. So how was that all your fault and none of hers? I don't think a chain event like that can really be anybody's fault. Then why are you blaming yourself? At least not anybody mortal. Or it could be. And you could just get a little bit angry at the people who contributed to the neglect. That wouldn't solve anything. Might ease the mental load. Doubtful. You know, sometimes I think I'm too selfish. Doing what feels good. Or who feels good. In spite of the veils I was raised on. But then I talked to somebody like you and couldn't be more envious one bit about what selfishness does to the mind of a man. And couldn't be envious one bit about what selflessness does to the mind of a man. No, sir. Not envious one bit. The first time I saw you, I assumed you couldn't be envious of anything at all. But after we spent the night together, you surprised me in a way that I didn't think you would. Oh, really? You showed me you wanted stability and that you didn't have it. And so what? My family gives me that, Sam. You really think that's gonna last? Well, why shouldn't it? Access to good food, my own income, a routine, a part to play in their busy lives, tend to their busy affairs. If they didn't need me, then they wouldn't make space for me. It's very simple. I understand what you're saying. I just think it's a terrifying way to live. Now, why is that? Because I don't trust your family one bit. But I do. There's something wrong with them, Murdoch. They're nuts. They're all brilliant, actually. They just aren't always kind. Now, there's an understatement. If you don't trust them, can you at least trust me? I'll trust you if you face the possibility they'll hurt you. What? Can you look me in the eye and tell me that they may not love you? Sam! Do you want my sympathy or do you want my trust? He looks me in the eye for a moment and looks away. Well, Tell me they might not love you. He swallows. Alright. Alright, what? What you said is possible. Finally! That's at least something. I never said it's the complete truth. I just need to know that you can prepare for the worst. Preparation is one asset I'm consistently valued for, though I prefer not to meet the conditions of those circumstances. But what if you already have? Then I'm already prepared. I just don't think that's the state of things. He didn't say much more throughout the days we developed the rest of the photos. Nothing risque or gruesome, thankfully. 5 o'clock came faster than I would have thought, but my head is dizzy with the cloying scent of fox and chemicals in the small, warm room. Looks like it's about time to head off and go home. Turns around and points at something hanging on the door handle. Make sure you bring a suit with you. Alright. You're sure about to get it hammed? Because we can't always go back to the Tay if you need. It's fine. Fucking thank God we're out of that room. Every time we're in there, I'm always fucking tense. I shut the door as I leave the red room. I wonder how much Cynthia would mind me asking for a favor. The hip looks a bit slow tonight. Then again, it's always slower on the weekdays. I walk upstairs on my way to Cynthia's room, then knock on the door. What the fuck? Oh, okay, that's actually cool. Yeah, we get to see the layout of this place in more detail. I like that a lot, actually. The door opens. She rubs her eyes from within flinches. Oh, Sam. Aren't you white as a ghost and just as fleeting? Evening. Sorry I haven't dropped by as of late. You look put upon. Don't trouble yourself with any worries. She's hoping for a little bit of shut-up over the late-night shift. I'm not scandalized one bit. Though the madam might be if you let your queue keep growing. Do I have clients tonight? Cynthia plucks a notepad from her desk. 2, it looks like. 3 minutes each. Not troublesome, then. All night is always troublesome. I heard you found extra work, and I think that's great. You heard? It's hard to miss you when you're working with the largest grocers on this side of town. Now, I've been doing all sorts of odds and ends, I suppose. They even had me acting as an usher for a wedding. Well, if you're gonna usher, you need to look presentable. Funny you should say that. I got a suit, but I need it hemmed. Think you'd help me out? She crossed her arms and nodded. I can spare 30 minutes. Go get dressed. I'll be in your room in a bit. Though you really ought to wash. I'm going to be standing around you and under you with a sewing needle. Doubly so if you put anything nice. She's getting more blunt. I'll go boil some water. Not going to talk back though, since she's doing me a favor. Now that I'm washed up and dressed, I crack the door and to let her know that I'm ready. She comes in holding a big leather bag in one ball and a spool of thread in the other. Oh, you didn't tell me the suit was fancy. So I look fine? That's not what I said. The waist looks good, but the cuff of the pants needs adjustments. Shouldn't take too long if you hold still. Hold out your arms like an uppercase T and stand still. Why I gotta be standing? 'Cause we don't have a dummy. Now stuff it with the moaning and groaning and hold it still. Hold still. Ouch! What are you doing down there? Just marking the seams with a few pins. Prig me. I'll fetch you a medic when we're through. Don't know if you'll make it though. It was instinct, Cynthia. Men make noise when they bleed. That's why y'all get squeamish around sanitary napkins. Oh, come on. I mean, a dismissive look. You know it's the truth. Whatever. She shrugged and holds the spool between her teeth while threading the needle. Anything strange happened during the bright daylight hours? Don't know about strange. Ouch. Mostly business as usual. I picked up a few more clients. Harlan keeps taking too many days off, so the madam is looking for another mixologist, but I think her standards are a bit too high. There's somebody depressed with Scarlet again. She say yes this time? She might. Oh, really? I know she wants kids. She said she was one of her better customer. He was one of her better customers, and she got that look in her eye. The one she gets when she gets fan letters. The one she's supposed to use the right coupon. Oh. Good for her, I reckon. Other foot. Ow. Fuck. Oh, and there's also some old truck found in the walls. Big one? Fairly. So what was in it? Don't know. Sheriff Killjoy got his mitts on it before any of us could see. The madam went along without him taking for some reason. Makes me wonder if there are other things we couldn't find hidden in the walls of this old building. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. The fact they're mentioning like events that happened in William's route. That's nice. It is good for hiding things. Nobody ever did find my coins back when I still had them. Just don't go tearing any holes in the wall. The wind gets cold at night. I'll be the first to know if I get yours to tear anything down. I might start eating plaster if I ever get pregnant. Excuse me? Oh, you know. Someone get theirs eat clean during when they bear kids. Stop fucking with me. Even if you were interested, Sam, something tells me you wouldn't be able to make any. Very funny. But no, the clay thing's real. Hell is wrong with canines? Vulpines? Whatever, close enough. You lose a lot of minerals when a small person or two is growing inside of you, and your body wants it all back. Thank you, Cynthia. No problem, Sam. She ends up in front of me. Wrists. Slap them at her. Gives me a look. Front and center. Hold them out in front of her. Youch! I didn't put a pin in yet. I know. I just thought I'd get that yelp out of the way. She rolled for the next pin. Fuck! Almost done. This will be much faster than slacks. Be the film if Murdoch were here and make a joke about Will putting cuffs on me. So what about you? How's proper work treating you? Well, they're all insane. I suppose I would be too if I had to wear peanuts all day. There's just something all about every one of them. I've never met a family so obsessed with appearance. Maybe you can learn a thing or two. What's that supposed to mean? You rely a little too much on natural beauty. More grim we get would do you wonders. She cut the thread off with the needle with her finger and with her teeth. Other arm. I hold it out stiffly and roll my eyes. When there isn't some task for him, there's some person to please. Working here, at least I know what people want. There, it feels like I'm constantly being tested. So quit. Think about the fox in the dark room. Mine is too good. Now there's something relatable. You sound good, though. What do you mean? More focused than you've been in weeks. After I push it, you will push a little, you push back. So whatever it is you're doing over there, it might be helpful. It's because if I'm not on my toes all the time, I get the feeling something really bad could happen. She looks up at me. We're done, by the way. Take a look at my sleeves. They feel right, but they have a good weight to them. And my pants are dragging on the floor. You're fast. You have to get fast when you make all your own clothes. You need anything else before I go? Nah. I mean, you've been a great help. So have you. Now don't be a stranger. She gave me a small curtsy and left. Oh, and Sam? I hear a voice from the hallway. Yeah? Get out of the suiting it properly with the sheet cast covering all... With the sheet cast covering it all the way. It's really, really nice. Yeah, I'll get to it. Getting through the rest of the night wasn't as hard as the rest of the day. Oh, no. Oh, boy. My first session doesn't even use up... I'm putting my cursor near the pause button just in case. My first session doesn't even use up the whole 30 minutes as much as he needed to let it out. But my second takes up all the time. He has trouble finishing. I'm told that's ordinary as you grow older. shaking and stroking beneath the balls, mumbling into a soft moan, until he pumps it out himself, a bit erratic, and he lies on me to catch his breath. He wants me to pet him before he goes. His skin is soft and it's sagged beneath the fur, and it's strange how unfamiliar all the experience in his body is, and how it means nothing to me. Even when I can see every fold and strand of fur in the light of the moon in pristine clarity. But when he finally gathers his things to leave, and leaves his money on the table, I think about Murdoch's body, and I wonder how well I'm remembering it now compared to the next time I see it. My body is tired, and my eyelids feel heavy. The details of my bedroom become too busy to keep track of. Dream, dream, dream. And I lose my pictures of them as they're swallowed up by the light of the moon. Whoa, what? Animation? Animation in an Echo game? Oh no. Oh no, I don't like this. In my mind, I can see the sky. North, west, south, east. I see celestial light as far as the eye can see. The light of the moon becomes the light of the sun, and it shines through a window. I am not an angel, I asserted, and I will not be one until I die. I will be myself. What? 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 Are we Murdoch right now? Are we young Murdoch? Please, 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 please. Mr. Rochester, you must neither accept nor exact anything celestial of me, for you will not get it, any more than I shall get it of you, which I do not at all anticipate. What do you think Bronte means with what Jane is saying here, Miss Boyke? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I like, yes, I like this. Literary analysis. Oh. She was looking at me, so I knew this was coming. Me? Oh my god, what? I felt my face screw up trying to stall. What did it mean, really? I suppose she might be saying that she doesn't care that she's bad. Miss Burns just gives me a kind smile like she always does whenever I say something wrong. Yeah, that was a fucking shitty-ass answer there, buddy. Or, well, I don't know. Well, let's take a look at line by line, shall we? I am not an angel. Is an angel something that a person should want to be? Well, God loves them. Remember, even in a biblical sense, angels are soulless. Angels are said to be jealous of man and woman's right to atone and to choose who they wish to be. So you're saying my mama is calling me soulless when I behave like an angel? I think she's saying that we don't act like ourselves when we only do what other people want us to do. Exactly. Well put, Miss Washington. Though I would still like to hear more from Miss Bullock. You must neither expect nor exact anything celestial of me, for you will not get it any more than I shall get it of you. What does celestial mean? The stars? Right, the stars, the planets, the heavens. Distant, unreachable, unearthly things. She's a person, not a star nor a planet. Nor an angel. Exactly. She's of this world, tangible, understandable, approachable in flaws and favors. And what about the last part? For you will not get it any more than I shall get it of you. Women don't expect divinity from mortal man, so man shouldn't expect from women either. Which I do not at all anticipate. She knows with certainty she will not receive divinity. They are not yet equal in understanding one another. Jane herself is far ahead of Mr. Rochester in this respect. Why don't you both give me a favorite quote from the novel? We can close the lessons on that. Listen on that. Sure. Let me just find where I highlighted in my book. I'm ready to read mine. Go ahead. Conventionality is not morality. Tasty, tasty, tasty. Self-righteousness is not religion. Tasty. To attack the first is not to assail the last. Oh no. That's a good one. Why do you have to go first, Blythe? I had a feeling you liked that one, Miss Washington. Miss Boyk? Well, it's maybe not as good, but you told us to pick our favorite. So here's mine. Trying to clear my voice. Oh, I dare say she is crying because she cannot go with Mrs. in the carriage in past Bessie. Surely not. Why, she is too old for such pettishness. I thought so too. And my self-esteem being wounded by the false charge, I answered, I never cried for such a thing in my life. I hate going out in the carriage. I cry because I am miserable. Mrs. Burns' eyebrow perked up. Okay, let's focus on what Jane is saying here. Now, why did you pick that one? Well, sometimes I don't get enough sleep, and when I have to wake up too early, I feel like I want to cry a lot. So this makes me feel better about that. If we can feel more alive when we cry, I think that's a nice sentiment. I think what Jane might be talking about there is owning the deliberation of her emotions and not allowing them to be misinterpreted. But if we expand your interpretation of the passage, we could apply it to how sobering it is to feel anything, right? Feeling is part of thinking, and as Descartes says, I think, therefore I am. Yes. Cogito ergo sum, indeed. That ties fairly well into my favorite quote, which I'll conclude today's lessons with. Do you think I am an automaton, a machine without feelings, and can bear to have my morsel of bread snatched from my lips and my drop of living water dashed from my cup? Do you think because I am poor, obscure, plain and little, I am soulless and heartless? You think wrong. I have as much soul as you, and as full as much heart. And if God had granted me with some beauty and much wealth, I should have made it hard for you to leave me, as it is now for me to leave you. I am not talking to you now through the medium of custom, conventionalities, nor even immortal flesh. It is my spirit that addresses your spirit. Just as if both had passed through the grave, and we stood at God's feet equal, as we are. She closed her book with a light puff, still smiling. Class dismissed. That. I love that. Jane Eyre. I fucking love that. Ooh. After I took all my things in my handbag, I was still feeling a little dizzy. Blythe is waiting for me outside the hall. I can't for the life of me figure out how she's so fast. She starts talking to me as we walk. Thank the Lord that's over. I'll say. I can't stand that class. Oh. Well, I meant that we're reading out loud, not the class. I'm growing fond of it. But it's way too fucking easy. I could just read all these books at home. Well, I don't know how you manage. I do. I fucking hell. It is. Jane Eyre is fucking baby talk. It's good, but it's like on the very low level of like literature. Half the words these people say I haven't seen before. So maybe consider buying a dictionary? I don't want to go back and forth between two books to read a single story. And that's where me and Blythe differ from you, Melissa. Well, you should for things like this. Talking about it helps with me. If you say so. Nobody said anything I need to hear yet. Well, sorry not everybody's a genius like you. You don't have to be a genius to pick up what's going on in books. It's just like being good at listening to somebody. Oh, it is. Oh, is it? Yeah, huh? So you know how in a conversation, sometimes people say things without saying them. Like when you know what somebody could be saying, but how they say it changes the meaning. Like when Bailey Freeman says you must be drinking milk when she really means that you're gaining weight. Sort of. But instead, books can deal with a description of images on top of just the dialogue of the characters are saying. Like how Laputa is the name of a flying castle made by the big-brained scholars in Gulliver's Travels. But it also means the whore because they're lacking common sense. Well, if reading is just like having a conversation with somebody, it makes perfect sense why I struggle. If somebody makes me uncomfortable, I don't want to spend hours of my life with them all on my lonesome. The good things about books is you can skim them to read fat. Oh. Ooh, that's where we disagree. Can't let people talk faster. Without threats, I mean. I doubt I'll ever get faster reading without it with a dictionary open. It's not that bad. When you can focus, maybe. You mentioned having sleep problems. Just lots of bad dreams. Mostly ever since Mary read that letter. I don't blame you. That was gross. I still haven't heard from her family since her family moved away. I'm surprised they talked to you at all. They only seem to like the other Protestant families. Well, Billy gave me an address and I sent a letter. Billy fucking bedwetter? Oh, you stop that. That was years ago. His mom chased him down the street with those sheets. Regardless, I don't think he's a liar. She wasn't right abroad. I saw everything. She had those orangutan titties. Oof. Ooh. That's a fucking roast. Blythe! What? Shut up. Sorry, just relieving a dire situation. All I know is I'm probably gonna let it any day now, and you're gonna be eating your words. That's so. Why, yes, indeedy. Wanna head down to the stomping grounds tonight? What for? Found a bunch of money somebody dropped. Bought a cozy bit of carpet and end table and some pillows. Well, we haven't had a sleepover in a while. Mm-hmm. Shit, I told my ma I watched tablecloth tonight. Our anniversary's coming up soon. Boring. You'll have to remind me. Maybe tomorrow night. I'll hold you to it then. What the fuck? I love this. This is the first POV switch we've had in this entire game. I fucking love it. Finally. Finally. Not that I don't love Sam, but like the POV switches are great. They can give you information that Sam wouldn't know, you know? It lets you understand things from different perspectives. The house is quiet when I get back. I guess Mom and Pa are out, but there's a letter on the table. It's small, neatly folded. It has a sweet scent. I know that smell. Mediterranean peach. Mary. Jailbird. That's the poem I wrote about her. Blissful in your gold-coated bows. Warbling as you warble. Twittering and twiggy-legged. Sitting impossibly pretty. But patiently professing, your vanity will bring you a key. This perfume used to be the only thing she would wear. She liked that it was brand new. She called mine cheap. I can't believe she's put something as expensive as this on a piece of paper. Unless it was for her boyfriend. She and Billy weren't. My mouth go a little dry. Well, maybe they are now if he knows her new address. She has to know he's still the delivery boy. But that doesn't make sense. She was always so mean to him. Ugh. I'm just being paranoid. Wait, what the fuck? That's fucking weird. I have the volume up, but I thought I heard music. I should be grateful that she spent the time to send me a letter in the first place. Joy doesn't have any new friends yet. But she never had a problem making friends, did she? Anyway, I open as careful as I can with my dad's letter opener. But it almost seems like it's whacked from the inside. There's a strange heaviness to it, and it sticks on the sides when I try to open it. I need your help, Melissa boy. I can't get out of town. The man who sent letters tried to hurt me. Then so did my parents. I'm hiding in your tromping grounds. Might die if you don't save me. Shit! I have to reread what I'm seeing. More than once. This looks like her handwriting, but everybody said that she moved away. Mary didn't like jokes. That's why she wasn't fun. Billy knew about this too? Well, why the hell didn't he say anything? I know he's dumb, but he's not that dumb. Why would she be in the tromping grounds, though? We only took her there once. Those tunnels can go on for miles. You don't know where you're going. Blythe's the only one who knows what she's doing. But can I wait for her this time? How long has Marie been down there? This is stupid. This is so stupid. Somebody needs me, and I'm wasting time. I can't wait for Blythe to hold my hand anymore. Take out a bottle of ink and a pen, and a piece of cardstock, and I start writing. Mary is somewhere in the tromping grounds. Billy knows, I think. Have to go find her. I feel my paws shaking. Come find me too if I'm not at school tomorrow. I put it underneath the mat behind the back door of my house. She'll check it at night when she's able to get away from her dad. I know he doesn't like her very much, but that never seems to bother her. I know it would bother me, though. It does bother me. Why does everybody have to be so nasty in this community? Mean and high-strung and crazy? Even Mary was mean. In her own way. She doesn't deserve to be holed up in the ground, running from some freak. Or her own parents. Coming, Mary. You can live with us for a while if you need to. Oh, this is fucking bad news, bears. This is bad news, bears. Ooh, I don't like this. It's 12 a.m. Jesus, 36. When is the sucking update gonna end? Cause, oh boy, it's been going on for almost an hour and 30 minutes. When I open the door of the mausoleum, I can smell peaches again. Does that mean she was down here recently? I open the cover into the tunnel and the smell is stronger. Mary? Nobody answers. But I hear the wind rushing out and there's a flapping sound. Another letter is tucked between the wall and the frame of the support beams. This one smells sickly sweet. Almost like it was soaked in the whole bottle. Pluck it out. It's damp. I have to be careful with this one or it feels like it will fall apart. If the first letter made it to you, you're getting closer. I'm hiding in the mines. I stare a bit at this one and feel something wrong. She made it this far. Why wouldn't she wait by the entrance? The creep following her knew about the tromping grounds. I'm very fucking uncomfy right now. I wouldn't think so. Me and Blythe have been down here hundreds of times. We would have seen somebody if anybody else knew about it. Unless she told... She never was very good at keeping a secret. Why would she tell somebody who she was afraid of? Maybe it was somebody she trusted. I guess I can ask her myself when I find her. I'm not the best. I'm a fine way to the path that leads the mines, but luckily there's still a smell to follow. This is bad news, bears. It's like she's leaving breadcrumbs for my nose. I'm starting to hate the smell of peaches. No, she's in the fucking place. The smell is so sweet and so thick that it feels slightly off. Like fruit in the sun that's been rotting. Ahead of me, the light in the sunbeam, I can see another letter. in a big room on top of a pile of rocks. I'm not the best climber, but I could probably get to it if I tried. But for some reason, I don't want to. For some reason, I stop. I can feel my heart in my throat. This just isn't like the Mary I knew. The Mary I knew didn't like to get dirty, much less leave a breadcrumb trail down into a mine shaft. She wasn't that exciting. I know that I'm not supposed to get that letter. Especially now, because I can hear her breathing around the corner. Fuck! This is bad news bears. It's faint, but it's there. Deep breathing that has to belong to a grown man. Tears well up my eyes, come out my hand and breathe through my nose, and I walk backwards, slowly, until I hear him stand up and break into a run. Oh no. Oh God, no. He's behind me now. I can't bump pretend to be quiet now. I have to be fast. I can go as quickly as I can in any way that I can. Any way away from him. I can hear him again. He's not even trying to be quiet. He's rasping as he runs. I can hear how much he hates me. He doesn't even know me, and I know he hates me. But I know where I am now. I can shake him. I keep turning. And turning. Looking for the dots of paint Blythe put down. Find a pathway that's not too thin to fit through. My feet are covered in water. But something catches me. I'm falling and I feel a splash. My clothes are covered in water, and I'm soaked to the bone. Oh my God, what the fuck? There's a fucking body in a dress. But I don't care about that right now, because what I see in front of me is so much worse. I remember Mary's favorite dress. It's pink like bubblegum in his pink puffy sleeves. It was the kind of pink you'd see a baby swaddled in. Matched the insides of her ears and the rosy blush of her nose. Mary's whole nose is gone. I want to go back. I want to go back before this happened. When we pretended like we didn't even know each other. When we pulled each other's hair and when the teachers weren't looking. When she told me she'd marry the next president. And when I told her I wouldn't have her as a wife. Mary doesn't belong in a place like this. Mary belongs in a glamorous place, like one of her parties. Full of light and admirers. Holding a glass of something fizzy that she's not supposed to be holding. No. No, no, no. We're all just babies. I can hear my voice crack. My whole breathing is ripped out of my chest. And I can't even scream anymore because I just want to cry and cry and cry and have my tears rinse the water in this godforsaken cavern. Have it fill every nook and wash away every secret. Until it is flushed clean of people and their perversions of what is good, of what is magic and sacred and special. She was Miss Applegate's baby. It's drowning me out. She was Miss Applegate's baby and you killed her! The water's drowning me out, and I want to throw up. So I start to, and in spite of that, the tears feel more forceful than the bile. How could somebody do this? How could somebody choose to do this? I shouldn't have come here on my own. It was already too late. But what can I do now? Who can I go to? What can I say? We were told that all the Applegates moved away. Are they all dead somewhere too? Or did they just leave her? If I try to bring Mary, then I'll get caught and I'll end up just like her. Mary, I have to go, and I won't be back. I want her to beg me not to go, but I know she can never ever speak again. I can't take you with me. I'm sorry. We'll bring back strong people, good people. They'll get you out of here. We'll hang the guy who did this, and they'll never do it again. I shake my head. Never, ever, ever again. Goodbye. My eyes sting so much I can't even see where I'm going. But I don't need to. I just have to climb.
Rabbits are good at climbing, and they keep moving. One paw forward, one leg backward. Backwards. I wonder if I'm having a heart attack. She's still out there. Cover my mouth. I don't know what I heard exactly, but I can tell that it's speaking. It sounds wrong. How do you know, spirit? The other voice belongs to a man. Belongs to a man, and it makes me sick. Because I know what I like. And it's absolutely leaking everywhere. Spare me your carnal tastes. You have them too. There's no pleasure in this business. There need not be joy. It just needs to work, and it will. After everything you had me do, it better. You came to me with nothing.
Oh my god, it's the fucking area with the gold.
You are, in almost every sense, nothing.
I'm nothing. You could do none of this on your own.
You will be grateful. And you would be better to learn to like what you are. That's what I did. It's part of the secret.
I will have none of your secrets. I will have results, and then I will be gone from this abominable place.
You make it sound so easy.
I'm experienced.
No. You're fading. Everybody's lights go out forever. You began your life as nothing, and you will return to nothing. The only way forward is to become something by learning and indulging.
Your indulgence is an abomination.
Yet it is something. You don't even have that.
I will never want what you have.
And you never will. But for now, we want the same reckoning to pass. Go fetch her for me while her insides are still warm.
If I can find her.
Wait.
No, never mind.
No, never mind. It's too late.
What's too late?
You failed, you poor creature. I have to go. Yes, I have to go. And she'll be spoiled. Unbelievable. I really wanted this.
How sad.
You don't realize it yet, but every failure you commit undermines your chance to escape.
I don't rely on you for such a thing.
And yet you must, or else your eyes will be opened, and you'll wish it was me who did the prying. Come back another night with a fresher piece of ass.
Why are you leaving? Spirit! Answer me, spirit! The man began to mumble.
Miserable white shit!
Then his voice faded, and only the sound that was left was the roar of the cave water. Every moment I stay still, I feel a little closer to death, so I have to start moving again. I have to get out and tell people about Mary.
Christ, is this fucking update gonna be 2 hours? My fucking computer is at 31%, dude. I don't want this to be a two-parter. I have to get out and tell people about Mary. About these monsters. I climb until I can't see light anymore. The further I go, the darker it gets. Then finally, eventually, I can see light again. Light from the ceiling. Light from the sun. Wait. What the fuck? What the fuck is on the screen? What the fuck is on the screen? Oh. What the... No, it's you. It's you. Oh my god. Oh. No. What is on screen? What the fuck? I hear myself screaming. Then I see the end of my bed frame. So I must be sitting up. Okay, fine. Time to get out of bed.
Bloody Mary, Mother of Christ. Gasp for air again. No need to be delicate about this. Not like this is the first time this has happened before. Time to collect my thoughts. Who did I hear? What did I see? I saw myself, only it was earlier in the week. The letter. The tunnels. Mary's body. Voices I couldn't place. I saw Mr. Ayers there too, watching with me. Except he was alone this time. I saw where Melissa hid. And what she saw. Maybe it couldn't get to her? Thinking about it doesn't matter now. The way forward is clear. I need matches and a lamp. Spikes, a hammer, a flask, rope, and a weapon. Would a weapon even work in a spirit like that? Probably not. They usually don't. But spirits aren't usually what I have to worry about. Wonder if my EP will be enough. I slipped the sheath of the sword around my waist. It's early enough that I can sneak into the living room. I don't hear anybody moving outside of the hallway, so I grab my bag. The loose floorboard is in the kitchen by the sink. I like to take a crowbar to it if the damn thing is stuck. Thankfully it isn't. I feel around for the cold metal handle. There it is. I pull it out and put it in my bag. There's a box of bullets too. Dad will need to refill. But more ammo couldn't hurt. The door to my father's bedroom opens. Shit! Shit! I have to scramble to put this forward back in time. Crab walk time. Laugh. I jump my feet now. You answer me now, Blythe Washington. Why is there so much rustling going on out there? Where's the dust off my skirt? It's just finishing up breakfast. I can't see ya. Come on over here. Don't have time for this. Nah. Sitting at the table with a newspaper in his hand. You feed the chickens? Did last night. And collect the eggs. What there was to collect? Then he lowers it. Don't bother lying if you can't tell a good one. Know what look he's giving me. Where you going? Out and about. For what? More games? Likely a bit of sparring. You think playing with swords are gonna put food on the table? If I rob 'em. Always got something to say now, don't ya? Mama's looking at me now too. She's sitting in the chair beside him. Believe me when I say that I know the world is changing. And hallelujah for that. His eyes are bulging. But one thing that won't change is that the world will work you to the bone. I don't want to catch you sitting pretty, waiting for a good man to take you in. You need a plan. I have to shift the weight of the bag on my shoulder and the hilt on my waist. Well, I like to think I'm pretty good at those. I'm gonna need you to convince me. I'll work on that. Stares at me. I promise. Don't promise me anything. Show me. I said I'll work on that. Keep it ship-shape, little missy. Now come on over and give me a hug. Nah. Can't even give your old man hugs anymore. It's strange. Reaches inside of his little ears that huffs. Guess you be an expert on strange. Mom still doesn't say anything. I think now that most people don't know. I think that now that most people don't know when they're dead. That really is her. We'll pick this discussion back up tonight. If you chose a handle, I won't keep you. Have a good day at work. See you soon. I walk out the door, wonder if that's the last thing my dad will ever say to me. Not as dramatic as I would like it to be. Then again, I don't like to lose. And I won't climb back out of this godforsaken pit without my frickin' friend. No! When I wake up, the bed is wet from my own sweat. My head is splitting and feels like I was choking underwater. I'm so grieved and frustrated that my throat hurts. I'm trying to remember every time it hurts this way because I know it was important. It's like I was trapped following that girl. And the other girl was there too. Or at least I think she was. I know I felt her eyes on me. I don't think I've ever had a dream like that before. Like a memory. But the pieces were all out of order. And I'm forgetting everything faster than I can control. There's a familiar feeling sticking to me. A sour, sordid feeling that churns in my gut like curdled milk. Whatever I dreamt that girl saw. Whatever horrible thing it was, I have this strange familiarity attached to it. Like it's something I've seen before because of something I did. Something long before I ever even came to this town. There's this other sense that I have that's nagging me. Like it's not real. Like it's made up. Or it doesn't even belong to me. I clear myself and get dressed for the day. I almost forget to take the suit with me, but I snatched up from the closet right before I leave. Jesus fucking Christ, how long is this gonna be? When I get to the store, I'm handed a list of tasks. Murdoch lets me handle the inventory of the store, and I'm grateful for that. Most of the day passes without incident. Mostly just a steady stream of people purchasing canned goods and disposable paper products. A well-dressed older woman comes in inquiring for something called strychnine and strychnine, and Ralph moves quickly to help her. I don't have any time or place to talk about what I dreamed last night, and part of me is grateful for that too. When I was on work, there isn't much room for other things. I think I understand now why idle thoughts are dangerous. You there. So surprised by this man's appearance, I have to bite my own tongue and myself like noticing a holy string of expletives. We're closing up shop early today. Tell my son and the cashier we should go back to the house to prepare for the bachelor party. I feel like I should be telling them this instead because he's their boss, but I know better than to argue. We're prepared on our end. Everything's all already sorted. Good, I'll be late to the house if I can make it at all. He nods. Off you will go. I nod and then pull my suit from one of the closets and sling it over my left shoulder. I'm really looking forward to the days where I don't have to carry around for more like an idiot. Y'all mind if we talk while we walk? Two of them looked at one another. About what? Similar stuff we're talking about the lake. Not really the time nor the place. Unless you think it's urgent. Not really sure. It was a dream after all. But look, they both tense up. There's a history of weird dreams that can particularly lucid around these parts. Though if it's related with what we talk about the idea, I haven't the faintest idea. Do any of those dreams ever turn out to be things that really happen? Or things that can come true? I sure hope not. Or else you're going to be or else you're going to be banging my brains out soon. Oh. Ralph. Oh, come on, that one was easy. Anyway, I've had strange dreams before myself. Oh? How the ones Holly once taught me an idea written by the French philosopher Emile Murdoch. I got it from my Scalesian over, not mine. Uh-huh. He had written about why culture around the world might believe in premonitions of prophecy. The ideas suggest that people can experience a sensation for the first time when distracted or idle. But when the second time happens, memory of the first kicks in, and it feels much stronger and much more eerie. That's synchronicity, or deja vu. Ah, see? I don't think that's what happened. Maybe not, but it's the first thing I can think of. Thanks anyway. Do you remember much about the train? To be honest, it's fading quick. Now I'm down to bare bone details. Even the voices in them are getting hard to place. Like when you hear a person talking, but you're both underwater. Murdoch droops a little on that, and Ralph's eyes narrow. Let's change the subject. Forget it. It's not important. We all stopped. A little tumbleweed passes by. So I should be ready for this bachelor party. Never been to a bachelor party before, Sam. Never really knew many bachelors. At least not rich ones. Get ready for lots of drinking and a stripper or two. Sounds like every night at the hip. As it happens. Gives me a slightly apologetic grin. No. That's the venue. Christ. I hope one of the people I work with could warn me about something like this. I could have left my damn suit in my closet too. Except you don't work there. Remember? You really think folks would have noticed? Bugs and the right exchange skeptical glances. They'd know. No doubt. Here we are. I can see the Burns house peeking out from behind a row of houses, and there's somebody standing at the gate. It's Mrs. Burns. Goodness me. Looks like the cavalry's here. You all must be at least an hour early. Murdoch opens his mouth, but she turns her attention to the gate. And I can certainly hope you're all fed and aren't thirsty because the sun tea takes at least 3 hours, and the match in the backyard is at least an hour to go. That won't be necessary. Making a guess count was always necessary, Murdy. Yeah, that's right, Murdy. Murdoch glared at him. 9 out of 10 guests will tell you they aren't thirsty. But you put a cup of tea in front of them without asking, they'll almost always drink. If only you learn a little bit of hospitality, your housemate might not be skin and bones. That puts a grin on Murdoch's face and wiped the smile off Ralph's. I hope you both take lessons from this young man. He nods at me. Now he looks like he eats right. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I don't dare tell her that my diet's mostly just preserved meat and vegetables. We follow her through the front door and I'm greeted with the apple and scent spices. Apple and spice scents of the Burns family's foyer. The girls are out back in the Rose Garden, so don't any of you think about pestering them. What for? He quirked an eyebrow. For the bachelorette party. Is this your first wedding, honey? First one with wealthy people. Been a while. There's something hooking on my elbow. Let me show our guest the upstairs bathroom. Now we got a kettle of tea boiling. I can tell we can all use the caffeine. Murdoch has guided me up the stairs. Is something wrong? Oh no, not in particular. That's not his voice. I just want us all prepared. I'll come find you when you sort it out. We can probably just get dressed in the same room. He's already gone. I sigh. This is one of the nicer bathrooms I've ever been in. There's a porcelain knickknacks and silver bells. Hang the suit up on the door. And then I hear something. Great! Fucking splendid! Go to the window and see something below. It's the sisters. Wedding superstitions are supposed to look at the women until they come out of a box, right? Or is that just the groom? Or just on the wedding day? Fuck it. You seem rather placid. Well, why shouldn't I be? Got to be surrounded by good food. Good company. I haven't been to a proper party in nearly a year, much less one planned for me. And everything's fine. Is it not? It's just strange to me that you don't have the jitters yet. Why would I? I've looked forward to this day my entire life. Which means you have expectations. Which means I have confidence, dear. Even if you shoot down his moo proposal. The issue is on the back burner for now. I don't think it's particularly important. A home is still a home, wherever we might end up. And I suppose you think they'll go over well for her with her. I suppose it will have to. It's my life, after all. Despite its gravitational pull on the rest of us, there's no way that can last. We're going on 3 decades, and I'm sorry. If you were sorry, then you push back a little harder when she puts more responsibilities on you. You should know by now that guilt trips don't work on me. I wasn't doing anything of the sort, you silly thing. You were. Now hold still. There's clumps in your tail. Evening, girls. Murdoch, you're a little early. Better late than late, no. After a fashion. It's your day, Holly. Can I get you anything? A water might be nice. I have a few things written down we could use for the party. Here it is. Excellent. I'll see you done after I get dressed myself. My tail tips over something and I hear a sharp ringing sound. I realize now that the wind is wide open, almost entirely nude, so I step away as quickly as I can. Don't hear anybody scream, so I assume nobody saw me. Better hurry up. There. Shirt tucked, vest buttoned, cufflinks slotted. Walk downstairs and poke my head into the living room. I don't see Murdoch or Ralph yet. No good, you're here. Make yourself comfortable. We don't stigmatize the help in this house. And now I feel my cheeks get a bit flushed. Puts a cup on the coaster in front of me and pours it. Drink. I've heard your comments and know it's not a suggestion. It tastes strong but smooth. Surprisingly nice. So what are you all about? What am I all about, ma'am? She shrugs. Your hopes. Your dreams. Your ambitions. Ideologies. Anything, really. I haven't quite sketched a mental image of you. The ink smudges are there, sure, but nothing substantial. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't think I'm very interested. It's quite rude to kill a conversation on ice, Mr. Ayers. You can tell me anything you like. Considering the great many families I come across in my line of work, I can guarantee anything you tell me I've probably heard about something else. I've been told I have an open mind. Unless you're a communist. Oh. I'm afraid I don't know much about politics, ma'am. No, that's no good. You're what, 23? 25? How can you possibly get your government to protect you if you don't know even what the government can do for you? I guess that's true. I was known by the communism, by the way. Your labor's good to me even if you don't believe in the dollar. Do you at least plan on voting this November? I don't really vote. So not only do you not know what to vote for, but you wouldn't even if you did. That's pitiful. I'm sorry our country failed you. Because it's been failing me since birth, sweetheart. You at least know that women can't vote in this currently in this country, right? That's something I do know, at least. Unfortunately. Here's my friend and smiles. That won't be the case for long. I'd wager the house on that. Knock on the door. Oh, for heaven's sake. You know, it would be the bee's knees if we were early at school every day. Go in and get the door. I don't think I'd disobey this one if I tried. Stand and march at the door. Then I pull on the cold handle, twist it, then tug it open. Good. Right on the fucking dot for 2 hours. Jeez. That was a fucking update and a half. I loved that. So. This update, first POV switch. It was amazing. The fucking animation's there. I love the letter writing area. Characterization is still great. The writing's still great. Thank you so much, George. You're amazing at that. Does it have any, no, it doesn't have any of the credits here. At the end of the game, of course. So, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. You know, it's just, this was a fucking great update, man. See ya.